Welcome to Clydesdale Media. Fueled by C4, Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off at checkout at c4energy.com. The 2023 season series with some amazing athletes. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you're first to know when new episodes are available. Hey everyone, welcome to the Clydesdale Media presents the athletes of the 2023 CrossFit Games. I am Scott Schweitzer, I am the Clydesdale, and this is my friend, Carolyne Prevost. So honored that she agreed to do this with me. Thank you so much. How are you, Carolyne?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Got my workout in today. Hopping on now with you, so it's all good.
Nice. What was your workout today?
So it was a strength of 3 front squats immediately into 6 back squats, and 4 sets every 2:30. And then Metcon was 5 rounds of 2 minutes of work, 1 minute of rest, 10 calorie row, 30 double unders into max dumbbell clusters.
Ooh, I like that. Minus the double unders, but row and clusters.
Yeah.
Fun. So was that at Christy and her husband's?
Patrick's.
Gym?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I think their Ibex training plan did it all today as well. So, because I know Kat is now. Yeah, Kat's following Ibex at her affiliate now. So it's funny because a lot of times we do the same workout in the same day. So, which is kind of cool since she's in Delaware and I'm all the way over here.
Awesome.
Yes, Lex, I am an expert row pacer now. So, and I keep trying to increase it. Today was kind of more of a sprinty. So I was like 300 calories an hour more than I was when I came back right off of sinus surgery. So super stoked. And Lex agrees. We love their workouts.
Yeah, we really do. They have really good stuff. Good content too.
So I wanted to, because you're an elite athlete, you've been to the game several times, I wanted to kind of leave you alone for the open and just do a quick recap with you, unlike some of the newer athletes who are coming up through the sport. And so we started off with a repeat. Did you do that in 2014 or was that before you got involved?
That was the very first year I did the open. So I started CrossFit in, I think, April of 2013. So it had just been just shy of a year, I think, that I'd been doing CrossFit. And that was that was my first open workout. I had just done ring muscle ups maybe a month or two prior. So they were all in singles. And I just remember the transitions that I had back then. I was at one part of the gym. I had a camera person following me maybe like 50 feet to another part of the gym. Like I would never do that now. No one would do that. Like we're trying to fit everything as tight as possible to the tape lines. But yeah, no, I did it back then.
So that's one thing that's changed over the years since you've been doing this is the floor plans that are coming out that you have to be, you can't sit your rower up right underneath the pull-up bar and just drop right onto the seat and do all that kind of stuff now. Do you think that's a step forward?
Yes, in certain parts of the season. I think in the open, when the whole community is involved and not everyone has the same, access to certain gyms, I would rather them let us kind of set up how we can, especially just to facilitate things for affiliate owners or just people doing it in their garage or however. We just want the most people to be participating. So I think the lines can be just a little bit annoying for especially the owners of gyms. But in terms of qualifying, like quarterfinals, or back like the last couple of years, you had the last chance qualifier. Then you want to have the same type of setup for everyone so that you can compare and it's fair. But I think in terms of the open, I would go without it. But just speaking with Lex, because she has she's part of one of the athlete like council. I don't know if she'll have to say it in the chat, um, but like we discussed on some of the line stuff, and I was wondering like what was the idea of the 8 feet for that one workout, and it was more just for safety. So could be just some stuff like that, to not have everything really close together, but.
So Train T Olive 32 says huge fan of Carolyne.
Awesome.
Yeah. Lex says divisional athlete committee.
Yes.
So we actually talked about this in our roundtable earlier today, and it probably got lost in all the jokes, but my issue with the Open is I think there's been so much criticism of HQ up to this point. They need to just step back and do a hard reset and define what they want the Open to be. Like that's the first step. We don't know what the Open is supposed to be for everybody anymore. And I think if they could define it and then that's what it is and we just move forward.
I also think people are just so outspoken now on it. Like I don't see a huge. I mean, we had 5 workouts before, and there was not as much like people on YouTube talking about the workouts and dissecting every little part of it and every rep from people. For like our gym had a great time doing the Open. Like I've been like watching some people just complain about some of the things, and yeah, I mean, there's gonna be complainers out there, but for the most part, like our gym had great community. We were cheering, and we got to expose some weaknesses, and then people got some PRs and some firsts of different movements. And I think that is what the Open is about, and I don't think that's changed in terms of how we have, how my gym has taken the approach on the Open over the last 10 years that I've done the Open. I feel like we've only gone closer as a community every year, having different teams, and you got points for if you got your judges scores and you're judging people and you logged your scores. And, that's what the Open is about, is just testing yourself at this point in the season, and then trying to focus on different things for the following year. I mean, CrossFit, there's different workouts every year. You could do well one year and then the next year that movement's not tested, and like it is what it is. I don't think it's drifted that much from when like Dave Castro was at the helm. I just think that a lot more people are voicing their opinions.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was speaking to. There's a lot of noise out there.
Yeah.
And you don't know what CrossFit's listening to and what they're not. And like, I think if you're going to make the noise, you should come with a solution. And if you're not coming with a solution, it's just noise.
Yeah.
But I had the most fun I've had during an Open since 2015 this year. So, I'm in the camp that, it is what you make of it. And, I was happy with my performance and I improved over last year. So I'm all good.
Awesome.
So you then move on to 23.2, A and B. So that was the burpee pull-up shuttle run into the 1 rep max thruster. I know, like you're a grinder, that the burpee pull-up shuttle run probably was okay for you. And you hate going overhead. But what did you think of the thruster?
I was really happy with my performance on the thruster. I had a ballpark number of what I wanted to hit, which was around a 185. Best case scenario, a 190. I think I remember hitting a 187 thruster maybe last year or so. But in the past cycle of weightlifting, like Lex and I have been doing, it was like 1 power clean, 3 heavy thrusters, and we were building up that thruster cycle. So it just was good timing that week that the thruster came out. It was one of the days that I had to go heavy on my thruster. So I think I was prepared for hitting something heavier, and I surprised myself and I hit 197. And then I jumped up to 200 and I got it pretty close and just missed it. But I think I finally figured out how to use my legs in the thruster a little bit better than I was before, because I have a good squat clean, just not pressing
Yeah.
overhead. So anytime there's jerks or overhead squat, just because of the jerk getting in the position, I struggle with those movements. So yeah, no, I was happy. The burpee run, burpee pull up run. I mean, you're just kind of moving. It's about how much you want to suffer and just finding a good pace that you can just like hold on. I did my best there. I was happy with both week 1 and week 2. I thought I had solid executions. Um, could have maybe have fit in a couple reps here and there, but not much more. I was pretty close to, I thought, where I was at capacity wise.
How much during this open season did you look at the leaderboard?
I look at it all the time just because I'm just curious on where people are at in their season. It's a bad habit, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I look at it.
We actually have one athlete that we're following. She's like very young and up and coming. She and her coach decided they weren't going to look at it at all.
I mean, for the
And
open, if you know you're going to the next round, it's not. I mean, I just kind of am looking at it, curious on where my performance stacks up on different workouts. But yeah, I've always been very analytical of my performance and leaderboard watching and stuff like that. I think that comes from just playing hockey and stats and you do the numbers when you're competing. Okay, I got to stay in front of this
you,
person. I have this much lead, or I have to catch up here. And then as you're competing, it's a numbers game. Like it matters when you're competing like in person. The open, I probably should not be looking at the leaderboard as much as I do. It really doesn't matter.
yeah, you don't have to apologize. This athlete, I think, is an outlier because every other athlete, Sydney, Kelly, Logan, like they were all like, we have to look. Like there's just something in our competitive nature that I have to know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Even though I know it doesn't matter, I still want to see where I am on the leaderboard. So you are not alone by far.
Well, like, and
It
I
was
train
just,
alone right now. I'm training after school alone. I'm doing workouts alone. Like I don't have Alexis with me every day training. I don't have anything to see where I'm at against someone. So looking at the leaderboard and being like, okay, this is where I am here in comparison to people right now, just kind of gives me an indication. Okay, I'm on the right path, or I got to work on this. Everyone's getting really good at this. So it's just kind of a tool to just see where you're at in comparison to your peers.
yeah, this girl doesn't even watch the announcement. Like her coach doesn't want her knowing what the workout is until Friday because she gets so anxious about what's coming up and she overthinks everything. He just wants it to be fresh and new when she gets there so they can attack it and get it over with and move on.
And if that works for them, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all different.
And
athletes.
I think coming in, she thought that was going to be hard, but now that she's done it, she's like, I probably won't do it any different next year. So then we go to 23.3. And I did pull that up on Instagram. So I'll go ahead and show that. And it's just your end. And you kind of talk about it a little bit. So
yeah, I
go
was
ahead and
checked
hit
out at
play
that.
on
But
that.
once I started missing, I was just like head down, like, come on, just finish it.
And you talk about your execution on this one wasn't where you wanted it to be. And you have told us every time you've been on our show that you do not like double unders. You have hoped that single unders would show up somewhere for you to do. And that was one of the areas where you didn't meet your expectations on the execution and then the final bar. So
yeah.
what's going through your head as you're finishing this workout up?
Yeah, I mean, the double unders for me, they're hit and miss. Sometimes I go through like a month where I'm hitting consistent sets and I can pick a number under 100 that I can just kind of hit and I do well. I I talked to my rope right before I started. I was like, come on, have a good day with me. I can see it in the video before I even started. I'm like, come on. And yeah, I mean, the first set was unbroken. So I was like, all right, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And then I got to the second set number 2, 3, and 4. I believe we're in at least 3 sets to get to 50. Maybe one of them was 4 sets. And it's not even like I miss and just get going. It's I miss, my heart rate and my anxiety goes up. And I'm not someone that's very anxious. I'm extremely like laid back, chill. But when it comes to like skipping, it just fires up my heart rate. So it's not just like I miss, I come back and I keep skipping. It's like I miss, I hunch over, I take a few deep breaths. I'm like, okay, let's go. And then I go again for a few reps. I miss, and it's like, calm down. It's okay. So it's just kind of like, so then I'm wasting. I look back on my video, and every time I'm breaking, I'm probably wasting around 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds just there. Every break of the double under, like my handstand push-ups felt really good. My wall walks pretty good. And then the snatches, when I got to that part, I was like, okay, I can finish it mid-10s if I just hit 6 right now. And like, this is a combo literally I work on all the time, because like Lex and I are always doing heavy snatches under shoulder fatigue, whether we're doing handstand walks and then hit snatches, or handstand push-ups and snatches, double unders, snatches. Like we're always training this, and it's a number that I'm consistent at hitting. But I just was a little bit ahead. Shoulders were just a little soft, got a little bit on my toes, and it would be like miss. And it was like, I couldn't fight for it and bring it back. Yeah, it just was frustrating. It was like very, very like close misses, and then you just kind of miss, and then you're in your head. You're like, okay, that's fine. It was just a little miss. I'll go again. Then you miss it twice in a row, and you're like, okay, well, I can't miss another one. Like, take a couple steps back, take a breather, and then I was like, okay, hit one. Okay, finally I got it. Okay, now I'm in a momentum. Boom, I miss again. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing right now? So it was just frustrating ending the open like that, just because I felt like it wasn't my fitness I felt was lacking. It was just had a bad day of snatching. And that happens. Like, I have days where I miss 95 pounds in warm, like, you're just like, oh, this is a bad day snatching. But we don't see that in many people online, because we just show, the good days of lifting.
The good stuff.
But
yeah.
Bad day.
Yeah. It's what was that percentage wise for you to that finishing bar?
My max is 190. So it's not like my snatch is decent. Like, it's not like weak. It's not Danny Spiegel strong, but it's like, I feel like it's average at the games. So it's whatever percentage that is. It's and my snatch has been feeling really well in training. Like, as of late, I've been doing, higher than that consistently, which is what I really want. Is I want that consistent number to be going up every year. I don't really care about the PR number. And yeah, so like that 155 is normally like fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm often working literally in the 125 to 155 under shoulder fatigue in WODs all the time.
Yeah, for some reason this workout ate up a lot of people. Like, I was really surprised how much it did so. But I've watched a lot of videos, and I was at a lot of people doing it, and it just was surprising. Most people took the first part too slow, and I saw you actually said that as well.
Yeah, my second set of wall walks, my first set of wall walks, I did like the 2-foot hop onto the wall, like quick, kind of like what the girls had done in the announcement. And then the second set, I slowed down significant because I was like, okay, my strict handstand push-ups aren't phenomenal. So let me make sure that I'm not doing singles. So I slowed that down a little bit, probably a little bit too much. My handstand push-ups felt really good. It just was double unders were missing. And then the last set of bar, because I don't really power snatch 155. Like, I'm a squatter. So which I think is harder, because just like it's just easier to miss on a squat snatch than it is if you just power snatch. I power snatched in my warm up, and I just didn't trust myself to go for a power snatch in the workout. Like my last 125, I squat snatched before I went to the strict handstand push-ups just to prepare for a squat snatch.
So I want to respect your time. So you are on the leaderboard in a very good position, way into the top 10%. Probably you're moving on to quarterfinals. So we can safely say, even though there's still a couple hours left for people to submit, I think you're okay. What is your plan over the next, because you only have 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before you start up quarterfinals?
Yeah, I mean, it's just still continue with my training like I do regularly. Like I'm not really changing anything up in my training. Like there's certain movements that we can expect to come up in the quarterfinals. Like we know that we didn't have a box. We know we didn't get kettlebells or dumbbells. You could see some lunges, definitely more legs. There wasn't as many there wasn't as much legs this time around that I've seen like in past opens. So I'd like to get some kind of test that would get the legs, but you're going to see it's CrossFit, a rope, whether it's going to be legless or with feet. I hope it's not legless. I find legless is very hard to judge even in person. So online when people aren't facing the camera and squeezing the rope as they're touching, like I just find it's a hard movement to do online. But if it is, it is. But yeah, there's just movements that you can expect. So it's just kind of touching, different movements and staying sharp and ready to go. I'll take the day off before. I think Thursday is the first day that they announce the workouts, and I'll be on California time, so that's noon for over there. So I'll have to do, the workouts. We'll have to do, me and Lex, the workouts in the afternoon, and then this year it's different. They're not announcing like all 5 of them together. They're announcing them in separate little chunks. So that'll be interesting. It's more like a competition at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody's like bubble for the season is in a different place, right? We have some athletes that their bubble is quarters to get to semis, right? So they're trying to peak for quarters. My guess is your bubble is semis. You finished 5th at Atlas last year. So are you going to try to train through quarters, or just you're going to treat it like a competition that weekend?
I'm going to treat it as a competition because I might do some of my endurance work that I do. I might hit some lifts, but not high percentages, because the better you do there, you're putting yourself in a better position on day 1 of semifinals. So if I just don't take that seriously, I could end up in a heat that I don't want to, that just might not favor me, on day 1 of the competition. So I'm going to treat this, seriously. And I don't think that, and top 60 is very competitive. So, you don't know what workouts can happen and what can happen over the course of the weekend. If you're feeling good or not. I don't think it's something that you overlook. Like I don't ever bypass a stage, and I focus on, on that stage and doing the best that I can. Like 60 athletes is not a shoo-in. Like you can have.
Well, and the other side of 60 athletes is that's a long way down in the heats if you don't finish well in quarters. Like it's not just 3 heats down anymore. You could be 6 heats down.
6 or 4
heats. That's a long way to climb.
15, maybe you'll see 4 heats of 15. Not sure. Like this is the first time we're going to see this iteration of the semifinals. So I just want to make sure I do the best I can, and hopefully I end up in that final heat, and that'll be the goal. So I'm definitely going to be taking quarters seriously.
Well, if everybody keeps moving west, it's just you and Mal, I think, left.
Keep going.
Maybe Danielle. You did, yeah.
No, there's a lot. There's still a lot. You can keep going down the east. There's a lot.
Yeah, just kidding. I know it's it's still going to be a gauntlet to get through. And it'll be interesting to see how many spots the East gets to take to the games. I think that could be really exciting when, like the cutoff line is heat 1, like the final heat. If you can get into that heat, like you're in, like that makes it a lot more exciting for the viewer.
Yeah, totally.
So last thing, because I want to respect your time again, I would be remiss if I didn't congratulate you on being the Rogue Challenge champion for this past year. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I know that in the past that has come with a lot of swag. Did you get some new gym equipment out of the deal?
No gym. Well, I got a custom barbell, and Lex helped me with basically every challenge, set up everything. We already have a lot of barbells. I don't have one like custom made for me. So we made one yesterday actually to ship off to Rogue. So Lex designed that one, which we'll be able to train with it when we're at the same location. And then money was the other thing. So I guess I can buy gym equipment with it. But I don't really need any more gym equipment. I need to get a house to get a garage gym or a basement gym.
There you go.
Because my living room gym is I have a lot of equipment, but it'd be nice to have it.
Last time we talked to you, you were flirting with a tier deal, that you were kind of tier, kind of not. Has that moved anywhere more in your favor? Because I noticed you tag them on your Instagram now.
Yeah, I'm with them for this following season, so I'll continue to to wear olive tier. I never stopped after the games because it was mostly just different competitions, but I like the shoes, I like the clothes, so that's never changed. So I got to speaking with some of the people there, and I'll be wearing tier for my competitions this upcoming year.
Well, that's awesome. It's always good that you amazing athletes get the sponsorships and the deals you need to kind of support you through the season. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, with that, Carolyne, we've wrapped up the 23 Open. Hopefully we'll get to speak either through you or through Lex during quarters a little bit, just to kind of see where you're at. And then we'll wrap that up as well soon after to kind of see where that is and how you are standing going into semis.
Great. Yeah, we'll keep touch. We're always watching your stuff. So
yeah. Lex has been a huge help. I just bought all the stuff for some recipes she sent me. So I'm going to try that tomorrow.
What did she send you now?
She sent me a cracked chicken recipe.
Oh. Is she making me
to help me? I don't know. It's to help me with my protein intake.
Yes, that's very important.
So she sent me that, and I bought all the ingredients today.
Awesome.
So tomorrow it's going in the Instapot, and we'll be having that for dinner tomorrow night.
Amazing. Yeah.
Well, with that, everyone. Oh, and she's sending me Cliff Bars too.
Of course. Well, as she works for them.
And she said the cracked chicken, it's yummy.
Yeah.
She said she uses it as a dip, not as like a sandwich. Okay. But the pictures all showed as a sandwich.
I've had it. We might need to make that one.
Oh, need to put your foot down and say, hey.
Yeah, let's make it.
When I come out this week.
Yeah, we got to make some. Because then I can actually.
Well, Carolyne.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. I've never tried it, so.
All right. Well, with that, I can't wait to talk to you again. We will see you next time, everyone, on the Clydesdale Presents the Athletes of the 23 CrossFit Games season.